Strudel is travelling outside of Turbo Power. Paris, Texas back in the centre, pulled out 3 wide. 4 deep count to Mozoff. Stotyard Gossip goes through 7th along the inside of Majestic Man. And then came Sound Check, the Gospel Sin. And Lucky Legacy is back last of all. Coming around the turn, It's Got It All has got the lead. On the outside, Bushfire Blonde. Turbo Power is getting an inside run. And then Orange Strudel. And further back is Dolly M on the outside. And Stotyard Gossip at the 200. It's Got It All. Turbo Power has got the inside run. Orange Strudel, Stotyard Gossip, and down the outside the Gospel Sin, and Lucky Legacy is flying. Lucky Legacy drove through, took the lead, and Lucky Legacy has won from the Gospel Sin. Orange Strudel, close up count to Mozoff and Paris, Texas. Back nearer the inside, Turbo Power and Stotyard Gossip from Bushfire Blonde, and they're followed by Sound Check, Majestic Man, It's Got It All stopped, and Dolly M. Lucky Legacy has finished like a train, 12:30 and 3:10. The Gospel Sin came down the outside, Orange Strudel. And for 4th, we've got a couple there. Count to Mozoff wasn't far away with Paris, Texas. And 4th will go to Count to Mozoff in front of Paris, Texas. And then close up, Bushfire Blonde, It's Got It All, Sound Check. It's Got It All was getting pretty tired. And back nearer the inside, Turbo Power and Stotyard Gossip. But Lucky Legacy, Chris Parnham. And Chris, who, of course, rode a winner earlier in the day, has driven through a very small gap there between Majestic Man and Bushfire Blonde. And the Gospel Sin was deep out, the widest runner we've seen today, and looked a big chance, but Lucky Legacy drove through and has got the money from the Gospel Sin and Orange Strudel. So 10, 3, 11, 5 should be a pretty good first 4 coming up here. 1:11.55 the run, 1:11.55, and they've come home in 35.52. A long neck by half, and Lucky Legacy is a very consistent horse, has broken through here for a pretty good win. Let's go downstairs. Here's Gareth Hall. David Harrison, of course, the winning trainer.
Well, I did see David Harrison earlier on in the day, but usually by now he's been at the bar all day, but he looks like he's in pretty good shape. Here he is. Harrow, Lucky Legacy, did you expect that today? Brings up a double for the stable.
Yeah, that was good, yeah. Well, that's the way you got to ride it. You got to sit her back and, you know, all hats off to Chantal. She does most of the work on her and my foreman, so she's as happy as a pig in bed, yeah.
Just needed that crack at them in the straight, and as you pointed out, Parnham rode it a treat, and she can be really dangerous with that kind of run.
Yeah, you just got to sit her back, do no work, and live for the last little bit. As long as there's a good pace up front, she's always going to be chiming in, and she's been a bit too close a lot of times, and because she jumps pretty well. But yeah, I thought it was a really good run today and a really good ride. And on paper today, with plenty of front runners there up front, it looked like it could have been her race, which it was in the end. It was in the end, yeah. I had a bit more than on the other fella, unfortunately, because I think they probably should have won 1-2, but he sat 4 and 5 and 6 wide all the way, and I thought it was pretty brave of him to still keep coming around 4, so they probably should have couldn't hold it, so it was a good effort.
Not too often you get it wrong, Harrow.
Every now and then I am, yeah, especially lately.
Job well done.
Thanks, buddy.
There's David Harrison there, the Gospel Sin. You're going to love this horse as well. I had a chat to Tamika Brown after the race, and she just loves that horse. And why wouldn't you? You love a horse like the Gospel Sin. He's a big fella that's had his problems, but rarely runs a bad race. And just wait for this horse to get a barrier. The Gospel Sin, he won't be far away. Chris Parnham, he just proves why he's one of our better riders in WA. He just waited and then pounced when he needed to pounce. And see Parnham, he's been in brilliant form on the Aftermath on Sunday morning on Tab Radio, and that's now showing off in his riding as he joins Matty Kelly.
Picked up a winner earlier in the day aboard Red Army and finishes the day in fine style with Lucky Legacy. The seas parted and you dashed through and got the chocolates.
Yeah, sure did. Followed instructions from David. He said you just have to ride this horse dead quiet. He said it will jump well and put itself there, but just don't let it do that. So that's what I did. I was back near last, and once the gap came, it was too strong.
That's win number 19 for you in the city for the season. You join your brother Brad on 19 wins for the season, and unfortunately for him, he's got to take a little holiday now, so you might be able to put a bit of a gap in him going forward.
Yeah, well, obviously Brad's got that suspension now, so I've got about 3 weeks to make up a bit of ground or go past him, I suppose. But yeah, no, it's good competition. But I'm sure we'll be very close towards the end of the season.
Well done here.
Thanks, Matty.
Chris Parnham and David Harrison, a lucky legacy. That Pinjarra form held up pretty well. Gets the job done in the last event.
Yeah, good performance by Lucky Legacy. Defeats the Gospel Sin, who was brave back in second, down the outside there, and Orange Strudel back in third. Time won 11.5, home in 35.63. That wraps up the day, highlighted, of course, by Trap for Fools, who continues on his winning ways to take out the ATA Stakes and now heads towards the Ted Van Heest on Saturday afternoon at Wait for Age, where $400,000 he meets Poonamoo, and also he meets a horse like a Material Man. Both those horses finishing 1-2 in the big Kingston town a couple of weeks ago. So what a race that promises to be now.
What are we, about 6 sleeps from Christmas? Forget about that. We're only 3 sleeps from seeing Trap for Fools run again. That's pretty much all I'm concerned with. It's going to be a big Saturday, as it has been a big Wednesday here today.
It was great to catch up with Lindsay Smith straight after that race. He had a chat to us here on Sky Thoroughbred Central, and he's over the moon. The horses pulled up extremely well, so he's ready to go come Saturday afternoon. Thank you for your help, Matty. We'll catch you again on Saturday.
Sure will.
And that's it for us here at Ascot here on this Wednesday afternoon. Can't wait to join you once again here from Ascot for the Ted Van Heest. It should be an absolute beauty when some of the stars of WA racing step out here once again. It's time for a break. On the other side of it, we're heading back to Tasmania with Jason and Chantel as the feature races from Tassie continue to roll on.